All right. All right, it's 8:16 on Tuesday. Whew, just came out of the shower and my day was, pretty packed. I didn't get to take a shower at all. I didn't get to take a nap. Well, now I took my shower, of course. Yeah, I had two morning clients, then I had to get to the cemetery to deal with the registry or whatever for my father who was buried yesterday, of which I did not attend. And oh, so now, tomorrow I don't have anything going because I thought I had a meetup going on, but apparently I didn't post it. So I'm taking that day off. I'm going to the gym. So today I didn't go to the gym and I'm just chilling right now. So I thought I would tell you about my day. Of course, I was tired and sleepy on the bus going to the cemetery because it's about a 2 hour bus, metro, wait for bus, wait for metro type deal. But hey, that was the day I planned. It was cold. I wore 2 layers this time because we're in the Northeast and winter's coming. But other than that, I'm good. I didn't have time to think of crappy thoughts or whatever. The funny thing is, when I was at the, how do I say, it's not the cemetery. There's a cemetery there. It wasn't the same cemetery which my father was buried, but it's a church, it's a place where you go and you pay for the registry and whatever fees need to be taken care of. So I was there, and I didn't check what the fees were when my mother was dead. It was like over 2 years ago, and mother was buried, not dead. She was dead, but she was buried. And I remembered I paid cash, but I didn't remember exactly how much. So I just took $200 cash, thinking it would be okay. I think now it may have been a combination of a check and cash, knowing how much it was. I think they told me the bill was $1,200, which I did not remember. But I didn't check anything before I left. I was like, I can't be bothered. So I went there, and it was like $560 or $575. I don't know, I have it somewhere. And I only had $200 on me, but I'm like, okay, do you take an ATM card? And they did. They were equipped to do that. I don't think 2 years ago they weren't. You know what I mean? And the lady there actually told me that 2 years ago they didn't. So, I mean, I only have a vague memory of what's going on because I don't think about this all the time, which is good. Now I have to put all the files away and get that out of my life. But I still have a few things to take care of. I got to start doing that anyways. And Sunday I'm going to Chicago, so just trying to get everything, dotting my I's and doing my P's, no, not watching my P's and Q's, crossing my T's and dotting my I's. And so I was there to pay. It wasn't the same lady as 2 years ago. She was on other days. So it was some lady who was there only one day a week. And the machine required a password of which she did not know, so basically I'm there anyways. I'm like, okay, should I come back another day to pay it? I only have a ATM card and $200. What's the story? And I always foresee that my day, when I'm doing something that's out of the ordinary, like going 2 hours towards the burbs, you only do that a couple times in your life, if that. Some people don't do that. So, I knew I was going to be tired, and I was already tired from waking up early for my clients, yada, yada, yada. So, I figured, okay, I'm going to wait. She got her other workers, they came, and they couldn't figure it out. There were 3 people there, and then they were calling the company to try to figure it out. And one was very facetious to the company guy because apparently it seemed like the guy was like, "Oh, can you call later or whatever?" And she said, "Well, I got a guy waiting to pay, you know." So they were walking her through it. This is another lady, I guess the one who's in charge, not the one who I was dealing with. And I think it was like a good 45 minutes. I wasn't really keeping track of time, but, you know, I got there. I left my place at around 10:30 maybe. I don't know. I left very late because I was trying to figure out where is it? My roaming SIM card. Yeah, my roaming cell SIM card for Chicago. And I couldn't find the zip code of where I was staying. And I'm very meticulous about keeping things. Like I have hard drives and, you know, stuff that I delete, I may still have somewhere else. So that's how I found Mr. Chicago. We'll call him Mr. Chicago. His number that I had already deleted from a lot of things, but I had it. But I didn't have his address, and that's weird. I went to visit him once, and I should have had his address somewhere, because you need to write the address down. I looked for about an hour and I could not find it, so that's why I had to leave late. And then by the time I got to the cemetery, it was like 10 afternoon, and I was supposed to be there by 11:30. And I know from noon to 1 they were, you know, I guess a lunch break or whatever. So I walked around this area, which is full of farms and artisanal places, like, you know, making little fruit, making little pumpkins, making whatever, all these. It was the boonies. And so walking around, and then I finally got in for my appointment, and then I had to wait longer. So if I left here at 10:30, I got back here at 3:30, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So 5 hours of my time to travel there and back and deal with this stuff. So, and when you travel to the boonies, you wait for the bus, but you don't know when it's coming. So if you catch it, you get home faster, or you get there faster. But if not, you add an extra half hour or hour maybe to your travel time. So it's very, and I didn't bother planning further than just the basics, because I'm only doing it once and don't need that stress. So the thing was, when I left, it seemed like the initial lady, she felt even more bad. Everyone kind of felt bad for me, you know, because I'm waiting and this and that, and they knew I didn't live nearby, and that I was going by bus, and then it's about 2 hours travel time, and so it was kind of awkward at the end. She kept apologizing, sorry, you know, whatever, and I was like, okay, but I didn't feel bad at all. I mean, it's not a grocery store, you know. They don't know how to use the ATM machine, the ATM handset or whatever, and I guess there's not a lot of people who come in and out that much, you know. So it's just like a house with a cemetery behind it. So I didn't feel bad about that. If it was on a continual basis, then I'd be like, oof, I wouldn't do that every day. That's what I was telling myself. I'm not doing this every day, so it's not a problem. Then I'll get home, and then I'll be able to kind of like kick back or whatever, and then eventually get up and wash my hair or whatever. I wasn't hungry because I had brought some almonds and some dates and some grapes. Although I didn't drink that much water, although I went to the bathroom several times, 4 times within that little, not including in the metro. No, entering the metro, when we got to the metro stop. I went once in a library that was right across the street. I went once there. Oh, I went 3 times then, not 4. Anyways, so I'm about to have this shrunken orange, I don't know how good it is anymore, but I want to eat these oranges. Oranges are always a little more complicated for me because of what you have to do to open it. It's a mess. But also, because even if I eat a couple or 2 or 3 oranges, I tend to feel very hypoglycemic right after. It doesn't seem to satisfy me. So, unlike a banana, which satisfies me and I don't get low blood sugar, but with the oranges, I just feel weird afterwards anyways. So it doesn't fill me up. And it doesn't sustain me for long. So I have to force myself to eat the oranges. And being that they're there and I don't want to, I have one. Oh, I have an avocado left too. Oh, the avocado's full of mold. I better throw that out. I didn't see that hidden there. So I have 2 more oranges left. We'll see how those... It's been a couple of weeks. Yeah, this I didn't see it there. It's... Oh, Lord. So, that's it. And now I see that it's not... It's leaving this rind on, so I don't know... You know, I think this... Although there's no mold on it or anything, I think it's really... It's not the best time to eat it. It's like past due. But, hey... Whatever. I like things that kind of keep because I don't always eat everything right when I buy it. I try to buy just as needed, but sometimes I don't eat it. So I like things that can kind of keep a little longer. Even if they're not as fresh, I'll still eat them. So this is a good ramble. It was about a good 12 to 15 minutes. So I will just leave you there and I will talk to you later.